Yeah.
You had said that there's some interest going on possibly with some industry, new industry coming into town.
Right. As always, when you ask me that question, I'm kind of limited to what I can say about it, other than that Mr. Lund and Karen and Mary Lou over at the Economic Development Office are working hard. They're doing their job, and we have had several people that represents companies and corporations come into our community and express an interest in being here. And when they do that, we have to spend some time in getting them the potential number of people that they could hire. We have to get them the amount of water, potential water use that they could use, what the fees are for the pollutants that they put back in the water when they let it go, what the electrical costs, what the gas costs are, what the available housing is. So we constantly do that. We constantly keep those numbers updated. And as always, we're excited when people express interest in our community, and we have several right now that have.
Okay, so hopefully you might hear some updates in more detail in the not too distant future.
Hope so.
So keep you up to date on that. We said that spring's on its way, and there's some major financial investments you're doing over at the park and the aquatic center, right?
Right.
For projects out there.
Usually about this time of year, probably just a little bit later at the beginning of March, we start working on our budget. So obviously we're going to be working on our budget for next year. But right now, we didn't have these items in our budget this year because they happened to us, and we had no idea they were going to happen. The heating and filtration system out at the aquatic center finally went on the blink this year. It lasted much longer than what we thought it would. The aquatic center will be 19 years old this year, and it's hard to believe that it's been there that long. So we are going to have to go in and put in a new heating and filtration system, and I hope that this one will last as long as the previous one did. And that's going to run us in the neighborhood of $150,000, maybe just a little bit more. But we hope to get that in, and that we don't have any more problems. And it was, when I say nickel and diming us to death, I'm talking about $1,000 and $1,500 expenses every so often. Right. And so we decided, with the council's blessing, to go ahead and get that fixed this year. So hopefully anybody that wants to go swimming will be able to, and we won't have too much downtime.
So that would be in the near, like next month?
Yeah, we took bids on the equipment, I think in November, and it takes about 90 days to deliver it. So they ought to be working on that fairly soon.
Okay, great. And as you mentioned, the budget is getting about time for that. So.
Yeah, and the budget's always an interesting time. It's where all the department heads come in, and we sit down and talk with them about what they think they need in their departments. And then Mr. Thomas takes those needs and looks at the expenditures that go with those. And then him and I sit down and with a very hard look go through it. And then in May, hopefully, we'll present that to the city council, and then have some work sessions to let them make any changes that they feel like they need to make.
Any big ticket items that you're planning for next year?
As I mentioned to you earlier, it's not a real big ticket item, but we need us another snowplow. Mm-hmm. And with that, we may or may not buy a truck to go with it. Just depends on at what price we can find one. One expenditure that I'm going to ask the council to fund is a bucket truck. Obviously, we won't buy a new one, but when we have issues, I think this last fall you could see Mr. Thompson and several other people working on the downtown lights. Anytime we have an electrical storm, we usually have problems with those lights and their sensors. If we had a bucket truck, it would go a lot faster and a lot easier. We have flowers down on Main Street that need watering. If we had a bucket truck, it could go a lot easier. We have all kinds of issues out at the park where we have to have somebody up in the air doing some things. So we hope we can find one fairly cheap. But that's in the Public Works Department. We're going to continue looking at our sanitary sewer issues, and we have problems with that because of the stormwater coming in, and that's one reason why we're doing the mapping. But the more stormwater that we have to come in, the more the plant processes, and the more it processes, the more wear and tear is on it. Plus the fact that we have a lot of pollutants come in that way, and we have to treat those. So right now the budget looks pretty good. Obviously, it'll be a balanced budget. We are required by law to have a balanced budget, unlike our federal government.
That's right. So hopefully next time we can talk more about that. How's that sound?
That'll be great.
All right. Okay, I've been talking with Lebanon Mayor Gary Crenshaw for our Ask the Mayor segment here on Central Kentucky Television. This is Gary White for Central Kentucky TV.
Thank you.